Hello, welcome to What the Flick. I am Christy. This is my good friend Tara McNamara. I'm really happy to have her here. We talked about I Feel Pretty. Go check that out. Now we're going to talk about a movie called Wanderland. Wanderland, actually. It's got an A. I keep saying, like, is it Wonderstruck? Is it Wanderlust? No, it is Wanderland. I have seen it. I will get it right. It's this really, really weird little indie. Tate Ellington stars as a guy in his 30s, kind of bland, kind of detached from the world, as we all are. We're always on our phones, we're always on our headphones, we're always on our computers. And he's kind of alone and kind of lonely, but really not in any way interested in shaking himself out of that until he gets a very, very random invitation by email out of nowhere to go and spend a weekend at this magical cottage in secluded, far Long Island. And it's from somebody who he doesn't even know, but he takes this person up on it. And when he gets there, things get really strange, and they only get stranger as the weekend goes on. Take a look.
You're kidding me.
Excuse me! I got a speech.
Oh, you want to find Lisa Lynn?
Do you know her?
Get back here! Get back here!
Look, is there any way you could possibly give me a lift there?
Ah!
Fate left you a footstep. You need to let it take you wherever it takes you.
I knew nothing about this movie going into it.
I didn't either. I was like, this could be a horror film. And as you're watching it, I'm like, this might be a horror film. I'm not sure what I'm watching. And I had my 7-year-old actually in the room with me.
Oh my God, what do you
And then there were
think?
times I was like, I think you need to leave the room. I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but I think you need to leave the room. But yeah, I thought it was incredibly tedious.
Oh my God.
I thought that he's on this journey and he's just going through, so basically he gets lost and he's going from one thing to the next and things aren't going his way. And he is frustrated by the experience and I'm frustrated by the experience. And as he just can't wait to get back to the house, I also can't wait for him to get back to the house. He meets all these eccentric characters that are creepy and weird. I didn't think that I didn't think the Hamptons came off very well.
You're supposed to. Come on.
And I thought the whole thing was just incredibly tedious, and it felt like some freshmen had just finished their first philosophy class and then wrote the script. I know that's not the case. It's the writer of Date Night.
Josh Klausner, writer-director, wrote Date Night, yes.
There is an ending that is transformative for the lead character. I thought mildly satisfying for a viewer, and but not worth the journey. Not worth the journey.
You know what? I never knew where he was going. With each encounter he has with each new person, it does get weirder and weirder. It's very surreal. And there's also a musical element to it.
Yeah.
There's like a musical through line with every stop he makes along the way and every new person he meets, either there's music in the background or they sing to him or he gets caught up in a song. And I kind of like the inventive way they introduced music with each new person, because it's not like a full-on musical where they stop what they're doing and they burst into song, right? This is not La La Land. But it's also not quite like Once, like Once the music springs from their lives organically, and that is really cool. This is sort of a surreal kind of middle ground where it definitely wants to draw attention to the transformative power of whatever song he's listening to.
Yeah.
And yet, again, it's not totally satisfying. It just kind of puts you on edge. Some of these encounters are more effective than others. There's a woman whose house he goes to, played by Victoria Clark, who keeps chasing him around the house and won't let him leave.
Right.
And that was totally tense and creepy because I had no idea what she wanted from him.
No, I mean, it felt rapey. I mean, you're like, is this, wow, I don't think I've seen this depicted in a movie before.
But is that what she wanted? Who knows what she wanted, right?
Yeah.
And he seems to get further and further away. I mean, again, it is a bit of a contrivance because he has his phone with him, although his phone is dying.
Yeah,
and you would think
dead.
And eventually dies. And you would think if he is so reliant on his phone, as we all are, that he would think to bring a charger with him.
Oh, I don't know if that's fair. I know.
Don't you bring a charger with you wherever you go? If you're going to go on vacation?
It's like backing up your computer, like... You try to do it and then you forget. I mean, yes, if you're on a vacation, but he has already been at the house. He was in his car, and then the all of the unfortunate events occur because he loses his car. And so with the car, he loses the charger.
And he can't get into his phone to read the email to find out what the address is to get back to the house.
Yeah.
So my whole thinking was, if you just brought your charger with you, you'll be fine.
Okay, and this is why they never make horror films that are present day anymore, right? Because there's so many things now that would never happen. So we have to set it in 1980. But he doesn't have a charger with him.
This is now.
I wanted to say about the music. I actually watched it and thought this felt like I had wondered if the writer-director was also an aspiring songwriter and was really just making a music video and putting a narrative to string in between.
That's interesting.
Because it's all original songs, I think. And I did think it stopped the action.
Yeah.
In a less interesting way than a musical. I mean, there was one scene where this friend he kind of picks up along the way, and a kind of a bizarre ice cream guy.
Yes, the ice cream guy.
who travels with them and seems socially inept. Yeah. And then he sits down and he, surprises everyone by performing beautifully. That was the one moment that I thought kind of really worked. Yeah. But even then, everyone stops at this party and stares at him, and watches. And I thought that was so unlikely. And every time there's music, it's all the focus is on the music. And I thought, well, that's taking me out of the reality, because that's, if someone's just playing a guitar on the beach, then they're just playing the guitar on the beach. If someone starts singing, everybody does not stop at a party and watch, unless it's John Mayer or something like that, right? Like some random, you're not...
I'm not sure it's meant to be realistic.
Yeah.
I think it's meant to be kind of off-kilter the whole way through, and so the use of the music is part of that versus the realism of people ignoring this dude. Drew Powell is who plays the ice cream guy.
Okay.
And that whole scene is also really creepy and really tense, because you don't know what they want from him at the ice cream place. All he wants to do is go to the bathroom. So every situation that could be normal, like, hey, I gotta use your phone, hey, I gotta use your bathroom, is bizarre.
So, wait, I just thought of an idea.
Yes.
Maybe we are not giving this movie enough credit.
Yes.
And it's how we feel when we are alone in an unknown place, and the kindness of strangers we don't necessarily trust.
Okay.
And so it's heightening those moments to think where we're like, I don't know, should I trust you? Are you gonna hurt me? I don't know, I think I should just get out of here.
Right. Well, with each new encounter, he's meant to open up to the world, right? Each new encounter is meant to make him restore his faith in the possibility of human connection, right? Until eventually, by the end, he's able to do the thing he should have done at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it away. But I think it's meant to open him up to the world, even though these encounters are increasingly bizarre. Like the guy with the cell phone chargers in his jacket.
Yeah.
The ice cream guy is the weirdest one of all. I do like the scene on the ferry. I like that. That was bizarre. It's just a bizarre movie. It's a good supporting cast. Adepero Aduye, if you ever saw Pariah. Did you see Pariah? Dee Reese's film before Mudbound?
No.
Adepero Aduye, who plays the lesbian teen, the closeted lesbian teen in Brooklyn. Anyway, she's great. She's the one who he meets at the beach at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And there's a whole thing with cyclists. There's a whole thing with a cat. There's a recurring thing with this cat that jumps on him. There's recurring things that are weird that are meant to be connective tissue. You did not enjoy that. I'm trying to talk Tara into this movie, and she's just like, yeah, just keep talking because you're not changing my mind. I had a good time, and it's weird. I'm giving it a 6.
I am giving it a 2.
Wow.
And I was thinking about going lower, but that's the thing that amazes me is how many critics like this movie. So I do think that there's a critics think, that occurs. Like you guys kind of all often like the same movies, and there's something that pulls to you.
Okay, so I don't even know where this is on the tomato meter because there is no number yet, but we give it a 4. Apparently our number is a 4, so register that. Wanderland, I'm not even sure where it's playing. It's just a little indie. I know for sure it's opening in LA this weekend. I don't know where else it's opening, so perhaps it will trickle out to your world, but I say maybe check it out if you want a weird little movie, and Tara says don't bother. Bye.